Okay, so it's a bit annoying. I've got to wear a hoodie just to film this because I've got nowhere to clip my lav mic if I don't, and it's roasting. I'm fed up wearing shirts. So in this video, I wanted to do a photo shoot with a family, and the beginning of isolation, I actually did a video listing a few of the things I wanted to try and achieve during the lockdown. And we've never really done a family photo shoot, well, certainly not with me in it. And this week, Ellis turned 9 months. So it was a really good opportunity to do a family shoot, but dead simple, nothing complicated, something you could set up yourself in your own home. And obviously just a bit of fun. And it's Karaz's birthday coming up as well. So I thought if I could get one of the photographs printed and framed by Tuesday and hope that she doesn't see this video before Tuesday, and it'll make a nice present for her. But anyway, we're going to have a look at the shoots and we'll come back and check out the photographs. See you in a minute. All set up. Right, so I'll talk you through the settings, I'll talk you through what we've got just before I have to run upstairs and get changed and take my hat off and put something smart on. So yeah, dead basic home photo shoot setup. Just using a Godox V860 flash in the background just to light the wall up. So that's got a flash trigger underneath it there, so you can trigger when the camera fires, this will basically fill the wall with light to get rid of any shadows. You can actually see a shadow coming off the video light there as well, so it'll get rid of all them shadows. Spin around, have a look at the camera. We've got the Fujifilm X-T3 with the 16-55 lens on there. Aperture at the minute is f4.5 because obviously there's going to be 3 of us moving around forwards and backwards and stuff like that. And I'm obviously going to pre-focus at Karaz or something when she's standing there with Ellis. And I want to make sure they've got enough depth of field. To be able to make sure we're all sharp, and obviously on a crop sensor you get a bit more depth of field anyway, so that would be good. So I'm shooting at 200th of a second because I need to be able to sync with the back flash. I don't want any close cut and failure off the back flash, so that's at 200th of a second. If I could go a bit faster, I could probably go to 250th, but then we're putting more pressure on this video light here, so I think with the video light, using that as a fill, and then that 16th power in the background, the little flash of 16th power in the background, dead easy. So yeah, 200th of a second, I forget what the ISO is, ISO 640 on the Fuji, so yeah, dead easy. They've gone upstairs to get changed, so that's exactly where I'm going to go. See you in a second. Stand in the middle there for me. Just want to touch it. So if I lock that there, and see how that looks. Do 2 seconds. 2 seconds there, just as a test shoot. Test shoot. Test. Make sure that's okay. I'll have to move the light around a bit. Right there. Let's try that. That's 35mm. The focus speaking.
Oh, my teeth.
Well, yeah, you've got red teeth because they're sharp. Right then. 2 second timer. 3, 2, 1. Ready, go! You can't see his face because his hands are in the way. Go! This should be a good one. 2, 1.
What's that?
You on the line?
Yeah.
Go. 2, 1. Go! 2, 3. He's lying his head on the dog. That's cool. That shows good. That's nice. Yeah.
You can see his teeth as well.
So how do you think that went? Bit of fun, eh? Now, I didn't say it in the video, but one of the things that I didn't have with me at the time, what I normally would use, if I was doing this for a customer in their house, is this. And I couldn't find it at the time. It's a mini flash stand. Now the stand that we used at the time, you'll be able to see it in the back of some of the pictures, so I'll have to Photoshop that out. And it just meant as well that the reflective light source was a bit too close to us, basically. So yeah, ideally to have something behind us, would use a little stand. But other than that, it went well, considering I was in it as well. First time for doing that. But yeah, give it a go. Dead easy setup anyway. So yeah, bit of fun. It's also Karis's birthday coming up in 2 days or 3 days, so might be a present in this as well if I can get one of these framed. Anyway, let's have a look at the pictures and see how we got on. As I say, these are all raw, straight out of camera, and we'll have a go with the loop deck, trying to get it all edited and everything. So if you haven't seen my loop deck video, I've only just got this, so do excuse me if I look like I don't know what I'm doing with it, because I don't. Right. Anyway, let's jump in and have a look at the pictures. So I've narrowed it down to 4. We've got absolutely loads that we really like, but yeah, I've narrowed it down to 4 that I think are cool. And then we'll just go through and we'll just adjust the exposure on all of them initially, just to get everything pretty much balanced. I'll tell you what I'll do first. I'll select all. I don't know how to do this on the loop deck yet, but I will select all and just get the white balance the same on all the pictures. So that's about 53, 70 on there, and I'll bring a 37 on the tint. So there we are. So they should all be the same white balance now anyway. So okay, so let's I've got a mouse here, I could use that. Let's go through and adjust the exposures. We won't do anything other than just get the exposures right now. And we want a white background, so we could lift the whites up just to make sure the background's white. And then we go through and just adjust the exposures, get everything looking somewhere in the ballpark of where it wants to be exposure wise. Okay, so that's about right. And we didn't do bad, considering, you know, obviously there's a lot of cropping because I'm not behind the camera and I can't see what the camera can see as I'm moving around. They all come out well though, because we're pre-focused f4.5. They've all come out sharp. So yeah, I'm really pleased with them actually. That one's a bit bright because I changed the ISO on this one. I upped it to 800. I don't know why I did that. Just looked a bit dark on the thing, but I regret it, I think. So there we are. I think I might turn that last one black and white anyway, because this is what I mentioned about having the flash too high up, and it's got this sort of, we've sort of burnt the background back of us a little bit there, so that's not technically very good. So let's go through and crop them. I think what I'll do is I'll put them all to crop. I'll crop them all square, but when I go to do Karis's, I'll probably do an 8 by 11, 8 by 10, or maybe 11 by 14 if I can get the frame, that sort of thing. So for ease of use now, we'll do select all. And we'll crop. I don't know how to select all on the loop deck yet. That's something I need to find. So let's call them all 1 by 1. So we'll have them all square. And that last one, I think I'm going to prefer that in black and white. So I'll turn that on black and white by pressing that there. Right, what I normally do is if I go, again, something I don't know how to do on the loop deck yet, but if I select them, I normally, with my colours, I usually use, if I'm shooting with a Fuji camera, I usually use classic chrome for everything colour. So if I'm not shooting with a Fuji camera, which is only ever for video, I would normally use Adobe Standard or Adobe Portrait, that sort of thing. But yeah, so we'll choose classic chrome for that. Excuse my fans going nuts in the background, because I've got the screen record going. So okay, next thing we'll do is we'll select all through it. We'll select all 4 and we'll put a bit of contrast on there as well. So I always drop the blacks down to about 20 as a starting point. I always lift the whites to about 20 as a starting point as well. I won't touch anything else, I don't think, just yet. I might touch the vibrance, and normally, obviously it's not going to affect the black and white so much, but I normally up the vibrance to about 30, 35, and that's pretty much it. So let's just go through and have a look at the shadows. I'll lift the shadows of him a touch, and I think I'll crop him in as well. Crop him in, rotate that, crop him in there. I probably want his feet in actually, don't I? See, the loop deck's really laggy because I've got the screen record going. It's not normally. There we are. So that's that. Let's go on to the next one and zoom him in. And put him about there, like that one. Go on to the next one. Zoom him in. I'd say about there. I don't want to crop in too much because obviously we're cropping the res out of the file. And if I was behind the camera, I would have been able to zoom in and get this right in camera. But anyway, that photograph looks really orange, so I'll press saturation there, and then I'll use this wheel here to bring the orange out of the photograph, because it does look a bit orange. I don't know why that is, but yeah, leave it there. In fact, that's going to be black and white anyway, isn't it? There we are. Go back to the beginning, lift exposure again on that one. That's fine. What's the contrast doing? Up the contrast a little bit. I don't tend to touch the contrast too much. We'll go to 10 on that one. I'll go to 10 on all of them, I think. It's the exposure on that one as well. Yeah, 10 on all of them, and the exposure. Just get nice punchy modern looking images. Contrast up on that one. I'll drop the shadows down to -10. Shift him over. Zoom in a touch. Quite like that one. Yeah. Brilliant. So I don't know if there's anything else. Clarity. Let's select all. Again, need to work out how to do that on the loop deck. And clarity. There it is there. So it's up the clarity to about 12. That's fine. I don't never go above 10 really, but 12 is fine. And texture. We'll up that as well. There isn't anything on here for texture, I don't think, so that's something I need to assign. And what else is that? Let's just go through and have a quick look. I mean, what I find with colour photographs is that if you look at them a day or so later, you always sort of you see them differently. You see the colours, like something might not work, that it might look really pink, or it might not balance right, or so it's worth with a colour shoot is to if you can, is to look at the photograph later and think, you often think, what on earth was I doing? Especially with landscapes. But with the portrait, I find the Fuji colours, if I use classic chrome, it normally gets bang on. Just keeping an eye on the white balance, and I'm normally pretty safe with that then. But yeah, I like that. Let's have a look at the next one. Move him down, but otherwise, look at the greys in my hair. Like that, we won't crop in any more of that. It's a shame I couldn't actually get it right in camera, and I would have had it about there, because I like that, chopping the back of my head off a little bit, just zooming into Ellis a little bit. I might touch the shadows up a little bit there, just a tiny bit on the shadows. That's fine on that one. That's fine on that one. I think I'm not mad on the fact that Karis's hair is covering her face so much. I think that kind of ruins the picture, but it's still a cute picture, so I'll leave that one. And then on the black and white one, yeah, we've got, I mean, looking at the histogram, we've not actually got anything much that's actually black in the photograph, so maybe I need to drop the blacks a touch, get a bit more contrast in there, so get the blacks black, and that I might be forced then to lift the shadows a touch, go about +5, +6, yeah, about there, and then we'll go up to the contrast then, and we'll up the contrast to 10. Brilliant. Don't think there's anything else I need to do to that. Probably zoom in a touch, that's about it. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. Select all, press the export button, and then I'll chuck them in Photoshop. And I did a video the other day explaining how I put my white borders around the pictures. I'll put a link up to that so you don't have to watch me do that now. So I'll point out here, I never actually do any sharpening in Lightroom. Let's come out of here actually and just make sure that I've turned the sharpening off. I need to change the default on this. I need to turn the sharpening off and the noise reduction off, so the sharpening doesn't apply in Lightroom. And then it'll only, then what I do is I always select the sharpening here. I find it does a cleaner looking image. I don't know why. You think it'd be the same, but there we are. So export them, and let's chuck the border around them. Well, that is this done. That is the final look, I think. I didn't actually notice in one of the pictures, I think it's this one here, that you can actually see the flash gun underneath my chin. I never even noticed. So I had to get rid of that. And yeah, a few, obviously very, very easy just to mask around the areas of the background, get rid of the pole and stuff like that. It was a bit of a shame, but dead easy to do. And obviously now, before I decide which one I print, I've got to tone down some of my grey hairs. But otherwise, yeah, really pleased at how they come out, and it was good bit of fun. And obviously, yeah, Ella's just turning 9 months. Really glad we've got the pictures. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, by all means, give it a go, have a go, and get the family together and see if you can. If you've got a clean white wall, it's dead easy. But obviously, just give it a go, and tag me on your pictures on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing them. But a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on self-portraits, and there was a self-portraiting challenge which was given to me by my mate Tom. And there's a hell of a load of people that have tagged their attempts at sort of self-portraits on Instagram, so they're really cool. So I'll collate a few of my favourites, or a few of our favourites, in a couple of weeks when we come to the end of the lockdown, and see how creative people have managed to be with their images. So yeah, really good to see some of them anyway. But if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon. Drop me a comment, let me know which one of the pictures you think worked best. I'll see you again soon. Take care, stay safe, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. All the best.